We're back with another review for Super7's ThunderCats Ultimates Wave 2, and this time we're taking a look at Grune. Now, Grune comes in the standard box that everybody else comes with, and he has his artwork on the back, which we've seen on the packaging of his reaction figure. This is the standard size box, like I said. It is not the big size box that Mamra has, but we'll discuss that when we get there. Okay, we are taking a look at Grune The Destroyer. I am very happy, as with Jaga, to finally have this figure in hand. He's been a long time coming as well, since the PowerCon days from back in 2018 when he was first shown off by Mattel. It's great to see this figure. So what makes Grune unique is the fact that he has two heads, alt head, which has his two teeth, and then two of these armors at the top, with one without and one with the ThunderCats logo. Now you can see I've just used the extra Jaga that I've got here to display my extra Grune head and good guy ThunderCat emblem on a figure until I wait for my second Grune to arrive from Big Bad Toy Store. Grune comes with some accessories. Now unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it on here so well, let me just put it up straight. The top part of his mace is completely bent, and it was like that in the package. And if you look closely, there is like a little tear in the plastic there. There you can see, it's not straight. I think it dried wrong. I tried to glue it back on, it broke off, I'm not too sure. So here's another nifty little accessory that came with Grune, and it's the seal that was on his door that was keeping him at bay until the two curious little thieves tried to see what's inside. Now here's the broken version of the seal, which fits quite well together. Mine is just missing a little bit of yellow paint there, but it really works so cool. I'm happy that we got this. You can just stick against the wall and display it with him. I've put all the different short swords of Omens here. This is the one that came with Super7. This is the Mattel one. This came with Liner, and then this is obviously the one that came with Grune. Now that's interesting is that although this should have been painted that blue inside, this one is the same length as the one from Mattel, the hilt. This hilt from Super7 is just so much shorter, which is odd. I don't know why. Maybe it's probably because this was broken when it was the big version of the sword, and this is obviously the smaller one. Another interesting thing is that the inside is sunken in, so with the eye now being dead, it's just like gone. You can see that a little bit better there. It's sunken in. And it's also just one plain flat grey color. It's not the same dark metallic color or darker grey than either of the other two. So Grune comes with 3 sets of hands. He's got the more expressive hands, and then he's got the gripping hands, and 2 of them go left and right, and then the other 2 go up and down, as you can see. So here's something interesting. This is the Jaga hand and this is the Grune hand, and they are different. They don't fit if you swap them this way around. This one has got that little point on the end which prohibits it to get into the hand cavity. This one, I suppose it will definitely work on the Grune figure itself, but it's different. It doesn't have that little plug point at the top. Again, like with Tigra, he's got the sharp claws, but the plastic of these hands, they're quite soft and pliable. I guess it works, especially when it comes to his other accessory, which is this. Now, these are the Knuckle busters. I don't know what you call these, but they came with a vintage toy. It was never in the show. He came with 2. They look like that on the inside. It's not one solid piece. So the hand actually just goes around it like that. Okay, now this here is a sore point for a lot of people, and it's these hip ball joints that aren't covered properly. This should have gone up a little bit higher, all the way there. I'm throwing up the prototype. Now we know prototypes always differ slightly from the final product. I think this is pretty close to it, except for this, which should have been up a little bit higher. At first I thought it was the pants that didn't come down far enough, but that's actually not the case because the pants are quite high up, unless they could have just designed the pants to just go down a little bit more so that it covers this. Doesn't look too bad, especially if you pose him in a certain way, then it covers that. I am very happy with the feet. The fact that Super7 corrected this, the prototype didn't have it. This is the way it showed in the cartoon. I'll pop up a little scene on the side just to show how you could see it in the show. So I am really pleased that they fixed this. It wasn't like that in the prototype, but this is so cartoon accurate and I'm so happy about it. Now this piece is actually very pliable. You can take it off quite easy. It just pops open. As you can see, he does have the ab crunch. Now, because this covers it, he doesn't really move too much to the front. Moves a little bit to the back, but that's probably because I've loosened it up now. Okay, Grune comes with your standard articulation. He doesn't have the boot cut here. I suppose it's too close to the knee, but he's pinless, and that is a really beautiful pinless here as well on the elbows. And he's got the standard articulation, like I said, that works quite well for these figures. Because of his hair, I suppose the head doesn't move too much to the side. He can look a little bit down, but not up. So that's it for my look at Grune the Destroyer and Grune the Good ThunderCat. If I had my other Grune now, this would have been the good Grune, but this is just a placeholder. So.
Super 7 ThunderCats, the ultimate heroes.